Okay, here we go. Ready or not, we're starting. Don't know where you are, but I hope you're gonna join. Okay, here we go. Feet to the edges of the mat, hands on your waist. Pull the elbows back and proud at your chest, and then just rock the hips side to side. Just gently, don't force anything, we're just waking up. Now start to send them backwards. So you're sort of making like a half circle. So really important to breathe as much as you can in class today. You really want to get those endorphins going, get some body heat, blood flow, all those things that are important to our body. Okay, release the arms. One's going up and over, nice and long, and then the other. We're just going to kind of float from side to side. Really reach it big so you feel that whole shoulder blade lift up in the back. Should feel really good. Let's do a few more. Keep your arms nice and long when you do this. You got a big reach going on. Okay, now we're going to bring our feet hip width apart. We're going to do some standing cat-cows. There's Anne. Good morning. Just going to change this screen. There she is. Hello, we just started. You didn't miss too much. Okay, feet are hip width. We're doing some standing cat-cows. So pull those hands down just above your knees. Your feet are hip width apart. You're going to round the back and tilt your pelvis forward. Now you've got the arms pushing down towards the knees, so they're helping you create more space between the shoulder blades. And then you're going to lift the arms up just a tiny bit and flip it around. So you're really crowding out the chest. You're drawing in your stomach. So you feel all those muscles waking up. And now let's do it again. Tilt the pelvis forward. Let the hands come even closer to the kneecaps. And just hang on here. Take a nice big deep breath. So I want you to feel the ribs expanding when you take that big breath. And then exhale it out. And take your gaze, look forward, proud out the chest. Keep that belly button drawing up and in. We're going to do it one more time. Round, tilt the pelvis forward. Let the hands drip down towards the floor. They're helping you create that space in your thoracic spine. Big deep breath. And then exhale, flip it. Okay, now let the hands just roll down the legs and drop your head. So you're totally unweighting the upper body. Now, if you can, keep those legs nice and straight. We're going to roll up slowly. Proud out the chest, so you're drawing the shoulders back. You're going to sweep the elbows back and together. Now you're going to pull halfway down. You're going to come back up. You're going to reach for the ceiling, lifting the shoulders. And then we're going to swan dive it. So the arms are going out to the side, palms are going to face the floor. Draw the belly in when gravity wants to let it go, and then just completely unweight the body. Big deep breath down here, and then roll up slowly. Send the elbows back, squeeze them together. Now reach for the ceiling. Everything comes up. You're really trying to get tall here. And then swan dive it down. Palms are going to face the floor. Let the head go. One more time. Big deep breath. As you exhale, roll it up. Get the elbows sweeping back and together. And then up to the ceiling. And then swan dive it down. We're going to walk out into a high plank from here. So your hands are down, taking baby steps all the way to the front. And now bring the shoulders so they stack over the wrists. Your hips are in line with the back and the belly is in. Now, push your heels towards the back of the room, but the body doesn't move. Now let's take it to a downward dog. Driving the heels towards the floor. Close your eyes, just breathe. And now let's come forward to plank. We're going to step our feet into bear. So your knees are just above the floor. Getting a nice little stretch through the pads of the feet. So you're really high on those tippy toes. And now we're going to go to a small downward dog with our heels on the floor and our legs nice and long. Just close your eyes and breathe. Now let's walk our hands back to our feet. You're going to keep your fingertips on the floor, shift your hips backwards and walk the fingers forward. Big stretch for your lats. Keep the legs nice and straight. Maybe you get a little tug of war going on. Breathe deep breaths. And now hold it down. Just totally unweight everything. Now we're going to inhale and extend the spine. And we're going to reverse it. Come all the way back up and reach for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. Pick up your left foot. You're going to circle the ankle. We're going to go the opposite way. Now, you're going to take hold of that left foot with the left hand, and you're going to lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Nice little stretch for your quad muscle. Try to really reach this right arm nice and long. Now, push the foot into the hand back there, but don't let the front of the leg move. And now release everything. You're going to sway these arms from side to side. Maybe the hips go too, the shoulders. Just sort of relax. And now we're going to lift the right foot. So nice and tall. Start your circles. Go the opposite way. And let's get hold of the foot. Your knees are fairly close together. And you're going to lift the left arm up. Whoops, don't do that. Stand nice and tall. Reach this left arm, try to get to the ceiling. Now you're going to push the foot into the hand. So you just feel a little more intensity happening through the upper leg. Nice. Now bring the arm down, let the foot come down. You're going to step this right foot forward. I want you to try to get into a little bit of a tightrope situation. So I'm going to take my front foot and I'm going to slowly, gradually move it to the middle of my mat. Haven't done anything with the back leg. I'm going to take my hands down my leg. Now, if you need help with balance, the hands can go out to the side or they can go behind you where you keep a really nice proud chest and then you come down. If they're at your heart or inside, it's a little harder to balance. So we have choices. You're going to come down nice and slow, getting a nice stretch through that hamstring. When you can't go anymore with your spine nice and long, you're going to release the hands to frame that front foot, let your head go, and you're just relaxing and breathing. Try to keep bends in your elbows so you're really completely unweighting the upper body over that front leg. Your neck is relaxed. You should be looking through the legs to the back of the room. And now we're going to inhale and extend the spine. Your hands are back on your shin, or they're by your side or out to the side, or hands at your heart. And now you're going to slowly lift it back up, pushing through the front heel. And once your shoulders are stacked over the hips, we're going to bend the front leg and then push backwards so your feet are hip width apart. Nice. Reach the arms up. Connect the palms and let the palms face up towards the ceiling. Now, if you need to have the arms slightly forward so your neck doesn't feel any compression, perfectly fine. Now let's go up and over to the left, and then up and over to the right. Big reach. Come back, and then bring your hands to heart. We're going to step the left foot forward. You're taking it forward just far enough that you can keep both your heels on the floor. Now I'm going to take that front foot and I'm going to start to wiggle it. So I'm walking a tightrope. I'm going to start to hinge forward, nice and slowly. Really getting a nice stretch through the back of that front leg. How good does that feel? When you're ready to take the hands to the floor, round your back. Just flex over that front leg. Bends in the elbows, unweighting your upper body. Make sure you're not trying to hold that head up. Nice big deep breaths while you hang out here. Okay, let's extend the spine. Hands back to your shin or your heart or by your side. Come up really slowly. I want you to push into that front heel. So you're not cinching the toes. Great job. Now, flex the palms, reach the arms up, bend your front leg, push back, hold the hands where they are. Now lift your shoulders up, and if you had a string on the top of your head pulling up, that's the sensation I want you to create. So we're trying to lift up and out of our hips. Just take a few more big deep breaths here. And now we're going to swan dive it all the way down, nice and slow. Relax the head, just look through your knees. Now let's fold the arms. And as we breathe, see if they're getting any closer to the floor. Really puff out those ribs because your breaths are so big. Now, keeping the arms crossed, we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Make sure you're engaging your glutes, keeping those legs nice and long. Once you're up, I want you to just lift the elbows up. Take them up as high as you can, and then release the arms nice and long up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. We're going to step the left foot all the way forward. So now you're in a really big lunge. Your heel is up nice and high in the back. Now, shoulders are over the hips. We're going to open up this right hip flexor. So sweep the arms up. Now, I want you to take that back heel and lower it towards the floor. Probably not going to get there if you took a big step. And then lift it back up. And just sort of piston that back foot up and down a few more times. Arms are long, chest is proud, belly is in. Nice. Now stay high on the toes on the back foot. Bring the hands to heart. Now we're leaning in. I'm gonna let this left knee pull forward as much as I can. So I've got a lot of quadricep working. Keep that activation and rotate your shoulders to the left. Belly button is drawing up and into your spine. Square off your shoulders. Try not to put a lot of weight in that back foot. Rotate to the right this time. Go as far as you can. Come on back, slowly. Keep the knee forward, but try to weight into the heel. I know it's not easy. Extend the arms out, hold and breathe. Palms down, step back, meet me in your high plank. Take it to a down dog. You're here for 5 deep breaths. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, extend the spine, shift those hips back. Reverse it, come all the way back up, reach for the ceiling. Hands to heart. Big step forward this time with your right leg. Woo, big, big, big. Keeping the shoulders over your hips, bring the arms up nice and long. Now we're gonna piston that back foot, so you're gonna lower the heel slowly towards the floor and then lift it back up onto your tippy toes. Keep your arms nice and long. This should feel like a challenging upper body exercise right now. Although you're getting the benefit of opening that left hip flexor, working the lower leg, lots going on. Okay, now we're going to keep the back heel up. You're going to bring your hands to heart, big lean in. Now let your right knee pull forward. And let's rotate the shoulders to look at the right side of the room. As far as you can. Come back square. And go the other way. If that right elbow ends up being inside that front leg, that's fine. That means you got lots of rotating going on. Bring it back center. Keep that bend in the front knee, extend the arms out, just breathe. Palms down, step back to plank. Downward facing, 5 deep breaths. Back to plank. We're going to hover down Lower your hips, come up onto the forearms, you're in baby cobra. You're on the tops of your feet, pressing away from the floor, getting the spine to flex, right? This is improving your lower back flexibility. Really important to draw the belly in while you hold baby cobra and breathe. Now we're going to take our elbows and inch them forward just a little bit. Just breathe. Okay, slowly take the chest down to the floor, and your hands are going to be right by your chest. Now, I want you to lift the chest up using the muscles that run along your spine while you keep your neck long and your belly in. So the rectus spinae muscles are trying to keep the chest up. Now, pick your palms up off the floor if you want a little more intensity. Lift your elbows a little higher up towards the ceiling. And don't forget to breathe. And put the hands down. Push yourself up, tuck your toes under, and send your hips back over the heels. Nice stretch as you lower the chest towards the floor. Keep your neck long. Come back up, meet me on all fours. 5 cat-cows in slow motion. Keep them fluid. Pair them with your breath. Inhale as you flex. Exhale as you flip it. Neutral spine, lower your chest towards the floor, arms are long, push away. Keep going, nice and slow. Neutral spine, toes tuck under, meet me in a small dog, heels on the floor. Try to push the legs straight. Walk your hands back to your feet. Full forward fold. Neck is nice and long. Both hands are going to hold on to your left leg or ankle or whatever you find, and sweep your right leg backwards and lift it parallel to the floor. Single leg balance pose. Now take your left hand on the floor out in front of that foot. We're going to go to a half moon. You're going to take your right hand to your waist. You're going to open your hip up towards the ceiling. Lift your leg a little higher. Try to balance here. If you want to extend the right arm up towards the ceiling, go for it. Now bring the right hand back down to the floor. Your leg is still up. So you got both hands on the floor out in front of your foot. I want you to try to shift your hips backwards a little bit, completely weighting into your left heel. Try to lift the foot, the toes off the floor. Try to lift the pad of the foot off the floor. Now put the foot down, lower the right leg. Little reprieve here, hang out and breathe. Hold on to your right leg or ankle, sweep the left leg back. You always have the option to keep your fingers on the floor or hold on to something for assistance. Okay, let's take the hands down to the floor out in front of the foot. Open your left hip, left hand to left hip. Lift your back leg. Sweep that left arm up if you can. Really great way to use those inner thigh muscles. Okay, let's let the hand come back to the floor. Keep your leg back, parallel to the floor. Shift the hips back. Try to get onto your heel of the right foot. And release. Walk your hands out to plank. Lower down onto the forearms. You're in low plank. Come back up to high plank. Lower back down onto the forearms. Push your legs nice and straight when you're in your low plank and your high plank. Lift it back up to high plank. Knees on the floor are always an option. Low plank. Knees down, you're on the tops of the feet. Walk it back to child's pose of your choice. Back up onto your knees. We're going to kick the feet out to the side. We're going to send them to the front corners of the mat. Oh my goodness, all the hard work is done. Sit up nice and tall. So move all that muscle out of the way so you have a good connection to the floor. With a proud chest, I just want you to lean forward. Walking your hands out. Keep your feet flexed. And now lift your hands off the floor. Your palms face each other. You're kind of leaning into this. Push the back of the knees into the mat. And now we're going to C-curve our spine and slowly lower to the mat. Send the arms all the way back behind you. Keep them nice and long. Shoulder blades are flat to the floor. So connect your palms together back there. And once you've connected them, bring the arms forward all the way down to the hips. Slowly, this is a nice little stretch. Send them back. Try to keep the ribs down. Bring them forward. So when you get back as far as you're gonna go, focus on lowering the ribs and take a few breaths while you do that. Should feel a nice stretch right around the armpits. Okay, bring the arms up, make field goal posts. Reposition the shoulder blades so they're nice and flat. You're gonna step your feet in close to your back. We're gonna tilt the pelvis up so the lower back is on the floor. Tilt it forward. Pick the back of the hands up off the floor. Hold the forward tilt and bring the palms towards the front without letting the shoulders roll forward. So you're gonna limit the range so you can keep the shoulders down. Now, arms move back, pelvis tilts up simultaneously. Weight into your heels. Flip it forward, lift the hands. You're moving nice and slow, 3 counts, 5 counts, something like that. Glue the shoulders down. Tilt back up, let the hands get to the back of the floor. And just do this 3 or 4 more times at your own pace, whatever sort of feels good. Really good shoulder mobility work for you. The more you practice this, the more you improve the range of motion that we have in the shoulders. And it's not about forcing, it's more just about doing it as often as you can think to. Right? We don't want to force, we just want it to come naturally because we practiced it. I'm going to do one more nice and slow. Now holding my lower back down on the floor with my hands, back of the hands on the floor and the arms, I want you to just slide them in slow motion backwards. It's not a competition of whether or not you can connect your hands. And it's really important that you do this nice and slow. And then bring them back to the elbows and shoulders in alignment. And then do it again. Slowly, 5 counts in one direction. One more time. Now bring the arms by your side. They're going to lie down on the floor with your palms facing the earth. You're going to pick your knees up without the assistance of the hands. Draw them in towards the chest. Try to tilt the pelvis up so you feel a big activation of the 6-pack muscle. Keep that activation while you breathe and flex both your feet. Send the right leg down along the floor without losing that 6-pack activation. So that right leg is pushing straight. You're pushing that heel towards the front of the room as you're drawing the left knee in using muscle. Bring the right knee back in towards the chest. Sort of hang out, take a breath, let everything go, except for the knees, they're still working in. Try to tilt that pelvis up, drop that belly down, send the left leg out this time, nice and slowly, pushing the heel forward, keeping the right knee moving in. And send it back in. Now you're going to hug both your knees into the chest. We're going to make a nice little circle to massage our lower back. Change your direction. Maybe go side to side. It's really important to move, slowly, where it feels like you've got control. Okay, let's put our feet down on the floor. Keep the legs bent. We're just gonna let the knees fall to the right. You're gonna send your left arm up to the ceiling and then backwards. Take some deep breaths. Spread your fingers far apart. And then make a fist. And then open them again. And just sort of keep oscillating. When's the last time you did that? Probably can't remember. It's good though. Okay, bring that left arm back in, bring the knees back up, and we're going to the other side. Send the arm back, spread those fingers nice and wide. Move with intention. And start to make your fists. Nice, bring the arm back in, bring the knees back up. Take your right foot and sit it on top of your left thigh. Flex it, keep it flexed. Push the right knee forward if you can, gently. And now bring it in. And just rock it forward and back, nice and slow. And then you're gonna take that right leg and you're gonna cross it over the left knee. So your knees are crossed. You're gonna bring the knees into the chest. Take hold of the outsides of the feet if you can find them, or your shins. Pull the feet towards you, using your arms. Nice little stretch on the outside of that right leg. Release the feet, you're back on both your feet with your legs bent. We're gonna switch sides. Left foot over right thigh. Start moving the knee forward and back. Cross at the knees. Knees come up towards you. Take hold of the outsides of the feet. Draw them in. Find that nice stretch on that left leg. Try not to tense up through your shoulders or your neck. And release the feet. You've got bent legs, your feet are planted on the floor. You're gonna cross your right foot over your left thigh this time. Use your hands to do a nice figure four stretch. So you're helping the left knee come in nice and close as you move the right knee forward. Release the left foot to the floor, but keep the right leg where it is. Send your arms out to the side with your palms facing down. Engage your belly. Let the right knee roll down onto the floor or towards the floor. You're rolling over that right hip, glute, then pick it back up. And do it again. And pick it back up. And just do it 3 more times, nice and slow. Should feel good. Okay, we're gonna bring the arms in. Right foot down on the floor, switch sides. Left foot over right. Use your arms, help you bring that right knee in. Left knee moves forward. Okay, let's release the right foot down. Arms go back out to the side, palms face down. Let that left knee gently go towards or onto the floor and then back up. Just keep doing it a few more times. Should feel that on the top part of the glute. It's amazing how you can massage your body using your body. That's exactly what we're doing. Get good blood flow. One more, because it's so good. Okay, bring the arms in. Bring the feet in. Your legs are still bent. You're gonna lift the toes up off the floor, so you're activating the shins. And then put the toes back down, and do that 3 or 4 more times. Lift the toes up, keep the heels down, and repeat. Okay, now send your legs straight up to the ceiling. You're gonna point the toes, so you're gonna get a nice stretch through the shins. And open your legs nice and wide while you keep the toes pointed. Use your hands, transition to a happy baby. Hold the outsides of the feet, let the heels point up towards the ceiling. As you use your arms now to help you get the knees going towards the floor. Keep your lower back on the floor if you can. Take as many deep breaths while you're holding this stretch as you can. Okay, release the legs all the way down along the floor. Send the arms all the way back behind you. One big last stretch before we end today's class. Now you're going to move the arms forward. You're going to lift the head. You're going to roll up nice and slowly. Step your feet in. Get up onto the tippy toes. And we're going to meet in a full forward fold. You're going to roll up nice and slowly. Take a big deep breath. Reach the arms up. Try to get nice and tall. And then I thank you so much for your power and strength. Woohoo, we did it. Good job, Anne.